In this video, we'll have an introduction to Microsoft Azure privacy, compliance, and data protection standards. In this video, we're going to have a look at the Cloud Adoption Framework for Azure. It's proven guidance for successful businesses and technology strategies. So it comes in lots of parts, but the 5 main stages are strategy, plan, ready, migrate to the cloud, and innovate. These last 2 are under the heading of adopt. So, strategy. What is your business objective? Why are you moving to the cloud? What do you hope the outcomes to be? And you can see we've got lots of pages about each of these various questions and considerations. Plan. What do you want moving to the cloud? How will you do it? Who will help you in your organization? Ready. Review the literature, create your subscriptions, landing zones they call them, make sure it meets your needs, and find out what best practices are. And then in migrate. Migrate existing processes to the cloud, making sure you can make it as easy as possible while following best practices. Or maybe you're not migrating to the cloud. Maybe you're innovating, creating new processes in the cloud. Is reality in line with what you wanted? Accelerate development while following best practices. Now, while going from plan to adopt, you need to be able to govern and manage. Govern. Where do you want to be? Where are you? And what is your way to get there while retaining relevant controls? And manage. How much do you want to manage? What are your commitments? Why do you want to manage, for instance? Is it because you want to increase resilience, availability, and at the same time, reducing cost? And do you have elements which require greater management? See what you need to do. Now, all of this is an iterative process. You will need to revisit stages to see if you can improve. So, the Cloud Adoption Framework for Azure. It's proven guidance for successful business and technology strategists, strategy, plan, ready, and adopt, which includes migrate and innovate. In this video, we're going to have a look at the Microsoft core tenets of security, privacy, and compliance. And we're going to do this using this document about trusted cloud, so relating all of these to Microsoft Azure. So Brad Smith, the President and Chief Legal Officer of Microsoft, said, "If we can't protect people, then we don't deserve their trust." So that's what security, privacy, and compliance is all about. So security is about creating a safer world for digital transformation. So this includes physical security, security design and operations, infrastructure protection, identity and user access management and control, network protection, data protection, all while having a shared responsibility for security. Privacy. Microsoft says, "We are committed to ensuring the privacy of organizations through our contractual agreements and by providing user control and transparency." So we have talked in this course about various ways in which privacy is maintained through Active Directory for authentication, Azure Key Vault for keeping secrets, and Azure Security Center, so allowing you to have a single view of security. And then we've got compliance. Microsoft says, "We respect local laws and regulations and provide comprehensive coverage of compliance offerings." And you will see on the screen some of the compliance offerings that they regulate their software against. So these are Microsoft's core tenets: security, privacy, and compliance. In this video, I'm going to talk about Microsoft Privacy Statement, Online Service Terms, and the Data Protection Amendment. So first of all, the Microsoft Privacy Statement. So it's continually updated. And it has several key sections. what data Microsoft collects, how Microsoft uses it, and why. So you've probably met references to the Microsoft privacy statement when you are installing various pieces of software. You've probably got this hyperlink and you've probably not read it, I imagine. But this is what the Microsoft privacy statement is all about: personal data. The online services terms? Well, this is a legal agreement between Microsoft and you. So it has, for instance, the service level agreements. It has how they would do terms and updates and how you will do auto renewal. And notice we've got this previews section. So we've looked at previews before. They are provided as is, with all faults, as available, no SLAs, etc. So these are the online services terms. So the agreement between Microsoft and you. And then we've got the data protection addendum. This document is a bit more tricky to find. So I'm going to download the English version, open it up. It opens in Microsoft Word. And here you can see the latest addendum. And if I zoom in to the second page, you can see that this is about compliance with local laws, disclosure of process data, data security and incident notification, data transfers, location, retention and deletion, and how to contact Microsoft. So you may be wondering, okay, what's the difference between the Data Protection Amendment, which this is, and the Microsoft Privacy Statement? Well, the Data Protection Amendment is about data generally, whereas the Microsoft Privacy Statement is about personal data. So if you keep that in mind, privacy is about personal data, Data Protection Amendment is about data generally, you will be able to distinguish the two. So these are the Microsoft Privacy Statement, the Online Service Terms, and the Data Protection Amendment. In this video, we're going to have a look at the Trust Center. Now, the Trust Center contains web pages about security. So you can see a security overview, and then we've got solutions, security products, operations, partners, and resources. And if you click on the overview, you will then be asked, do you want for home or for business? And then it takes you further down. We've got privacy. So we have got an overview, data management, GDPR, that is the General Data Protection Regulation in the European Union, and again, more resources. Compliance. So we have some offerings, an overview. We'll have a look at the offerings in the next video. And then regional compliance and country compliance, and then a checklist. We've also got two more tabs, products and services and industry. And if you click on either of those, you will get, again, going back to security, privacy, compliance, the three tenets of Microsoft. And then finally, we have various tools and documentation. This includes compliance offerings, compliance scores, and audit reports, and you can use these to create blueprints for your compliance needs. So the Trust Center, it includes in-depth information, resources, and links about security, privacy, compliance, and tools and documentation, plus gateways to products and services and industry. Now, what compliance requirements are there? Well, if you go to compliance and then compliance offerings, we can see a huge host of different compliance requirements. So there are global requirements. For example, the ISO 27000 series. The ISO is the International Organization of Standardization. So it's an international standard setting body. It's not enforced in law by the ISO, though you may find lots of industries do require ISO, whether it's 9000 or the 27000 series. We've then got the US government. So for instance, we've got Department of Defense requirements, and we've got NIST. This is the National Institute of Standards and Technology. It's, again, a non-regulatory body, but it's part of the United States. Then we've got industry standards. For example, we have got HITRUST. So that is a Health Information Trust Alliance. So this is a regulations or set of compliance requirements for health professionals. Similarly, we've got PSI DSS, so the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. This is for credit card data. We've then got regional requirements, and I think the biggest one by far is the GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, which is in the European Union. So the Azure Compliance Documentation provides detailed reports about how Azure is compliant with these standards. And the standards categories that we've got are global, US government and regional. And then we've got all of these different industries, financial services, health, and media and manufacturing being principal ones of these. So that's the Azure Compliance Documentation. You can get there through the Trust Center by going to Compliance and Compliance Offerings. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video so far. Coming up, we'll have a quiz to see how much you can remember. Now, if you want to learn more about Microsoft Azure, then please go to our website, idodata.com. You can find more information about our AZ900 Microsoft Azure Fundamentals course, which includes cloud concepts, core services, solutions and migration, management and security features, and ID, identity, and governance features. And also have a look at our DP900 Microsoft Azure Data Fundamentals, which looks at databases, both relational, semi-structured, and non-relational, together with additional topics. And these courses and many more are available on our website, idodata.com. So let's have a look at the quiz for this video. So question 1. Where would you find the legal agreement between Microsoft and you for Microsoft Azure? Is it the Microsoft Privacy Statement, Online Services Terms, Data Protection Addendum, or the Trust Center? And the correct answer is Online Services Terms. Question 2. Who can use the Azure Sovereign Region in the United States? Anyone in the world is a public cloud, anyone who is a US citizen, any US company, or US government agencies and their partners. And the correct answer is US government agencies and their partners. Question 3. What does the DPA mean? Data Protection Amendment, Database Provision Arrangements, or Defense Production Act? Well, with Microsoft, it's the Data Protection Amendment. Question 4. Which of these are 2 stages from the Cloud Adoption Framework for Azure? Plan and set, plan and ready, ready and set, set and go. And the correct answer is plan and ready. So you've got strategy, plan, ready, migrate to the cloud, and innovate together with govern and manage. And question 5. Which of the following shows what personal data Microsoft collects? Is it the Microsoft Privacy Statement, Online Services Terms, Data Protection Addendum, or Azure Compliance Documentation? And the correct answer is the Microsoft Privacy Statement. So the Online Services Terms is the legal agreement between Microsoft and you. The Data Protection Amendment is about compliance with laws and disclosure, security, and transfer of data. And the Azure Compliance Documentation provides detailed reports about how Azure is compliant with various standards. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please like it. And why not subscribe and click that bell? That way you'll be notified about any new videos. It really does help. If you want to find out more about Microsoft Azure, then please click on the playlist on the end screen. And if you want to find out more about our courses, please go to our website. I'm Philip Burton of idodata.com. Thanks for watching and keep learning.